New from Radiance is Scream and Scream Again, which is number 25 in the Radiance range. And this 1970 film has a trifecta for me. It has Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, the three biggies. It's an Amicus production, and it's a movie that has a lot going on. Sticking this one on, having never seen it or even heard of it before, I was surprised by how many plot threads started off in this one, how many characters there were. We've got a crazed lunatic draining the blood of his victims in London. We have a crazed, yet again, surgeon who is taking people apart limb by limb. And there is an Eastern European intelligence agency, shady agency, that starts to move in a rather strange way throughout the story that's happening here. And I kind of liked all these three vying stories and how they all kind of intersected near the end. I love the idea that it doesn't drip feed you the information. It's there for you to work out as we move through the various characters.
But this time you have gone too far. You are corrupt. Perhaps you always have been. I just do not know.
As we spend time in each of the stories, each offering up a little bit more of the mystery, reeling you in with some of its storytelling, making it surprising as it moves forward. Now, I really enjoyed the three various stories here, constantly wondering how they were all going to mix together, what they had to do with one another, and the strange things that were happening. Now, the mad scientist part is interesting enough. The crazed lunatic is a nice little addition to the film, but the strange intelligence agency, the strange Eastern European faction, was super interesting to me. I loved this kind of story. I wasn't sure what was going on within the country itself, the strange people that work there, the guy who was killing people with the Vulcan grip throughout the film was all interesting. Now, it very clearly alludes to a kind of Third Reich element here, but it adds that kind of horrifying nature of everybody that kind of knows something that's going on. These people are toying with people all the way through the film, viciously treating them like lab rats. Then which is a running thread through all three of these kind of stories that intermingle at certain points, the police officers hunting down the crazed colour in London streets who's picking off people at a nightclub and draining them of all their blood, and that goes in interesting avenues later on. It's particularly the whole chase sequence at one point, which is thrilling. It's a great car chase leading to a great foot chase, leading to a point where I was laughing out loud as police officers pretty much just give up the ghost of chasing this person as he scales a wall and just decide to start throwing rocks at them to knock him off. It was just so ludicrous and funny, and I felt as if there was a deep sense of humour running through this. There was many sequences where I was horrified by what was going on, and at the same time I was kind of chuckling at it as well. It very much feels like a horror comedy in the tone that it has. At the start of this one, you kind of see a jogger as he has a heart attack, waking up in hospital to discover he's lost a leg, and then we kind of go away from that character, coming back later on to see he's lost another leg, and we just keep cutting back to this character who's very much just disappearing in front of our eyes, and it's horrifying yet kind of funny at the same time, and I think it balances that tone really well. I think when you get to the sort of later characters and the more tropey aspects of the mad scientist, it's familiar beats, but it doesn't detract from the fun that I was having, from the wonderful settings to the ludicrous over-the-top plot. I was having a whale of a time because it's giving me everything I want. It's giving me mystery, blood, guts and gore, murder, mad scientists, crazed killers, Nazi-esque villains that I wanted to get their comeuppance. Everything is kind of captured in this film.
She's dead. Oh, that's terrible.
And it's just incredibly fun. Is it perfect? No, it's not the best Amicus film I've seen either, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. Sometimes that's just what you want. Let's dive into the disc of this one and see what it has to offer. Here we are in the disc for Scream and Scream Again. Let's go to the special features. We have an audio commentary by Kevin Lyons and Jonathan Rigby. We have several interviews, some of these new, some of them a little bit older. They range from roughly 4 minutes to 18. Christopher Matthews, Julian Holloway, Peter Elliott and Arthur Wicks are all new ones, all just talking about their experiences on making the film. Ramsey Campbell is 11 minutes 12 seconds. In this newly filmed interview, writer and horror expert Ramsey Campbell discusses screenwriter Christopher Wicking, its adaptation from the novel, filmed exclusively for Radiance. This is really good because it goes into the author and the screenwriter, the other kind of works they worked on together. Gentleman Gothic, Gordon Hessler at AIP, is a documentary on the filmmaker's work for the AIP studio, and it is 23 minutes 21 seconds, and it's a really great extra, kind of covering the films that he worked on, what he brought to them, his kind of touches and auteur flares that he added to the film. The Super 8 version, one of my personal favourite extras on any disc, is a recreation of the German Super 8 digest version, which was distributed as The Living Corpse of Dr. Mabuse, which runs 16 minutes 44 seconds. They take out the whole Eastern European police espionage angle completely, and to be honest, for the most part, it generally works. It's quite often that I'm curious about these extras because condensing a feature-length movie down to 16-17 minutes often makes it rather incoherent, but this one works rather well. There are 3 deleted scenes here, but depending on the version you watched, whether it is the British or the US version, you get a choice when you go to play the movie. The British version being a little bit longer. It depends on whether these scenes were included or not. Then we have Mick Garris trailer commentary at 2 minutes 33. It's a clip from Trailer from Hell. And then we have the trailer at 2 minutes 18 and the gallery. In addition to that, there are art cards within the box and a 42-page booklet, again filled with great information. We get the cast and crew, you get 2 essays in this, Scream and Scream Again, an exquisite corpse of incongruity, serene realism, and a termite in a crazy circus, Chris Wicking. Both are interesting. The Scream and Scream Again one is a kind of fascinating take, how it goes into the various Amicus producers, how they get the big names onto the film, various quotes from actors about the roles they were playing, and kind of theorising why some of the careers never went where they thought they may have went after this. It's a great read. There we have it, number 25, Scream and Scream Again. Something different to add to the Radiance lineup, which I really enjoy. I'd love to know your thoughts on Scream and Scream Again. Did you love it? Hate it? Fall somewhere in the middle? Let me know why you think that way. We can have a little discussion, and it's always good to give more opinions than just mine so people have a variety to choose from. As always, there's more content up here. If you want to see more of my stuff, in the description box below are links to the Patreon, the membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.